back in your cell. Everything's under control.
Few things scare me more than the idea of having to go to prison. I've seen the movies, and I've heard the stories, and I can say the justice system is working, because the thought of going into that environment scares me into a good and honest life. But as scary as the movies make prison out to be, nothing has scared me straight like the suffering. This dark horror action game is the #1 reason to steer away from a life of crime. You play as Torque, a silent man who's in jail for murdering his entire family. As he is in his cell, things start happening that are not the norm, even for a prison.
CO! What the hell's going on?
Demons have taken over the prison and have killed most of the population. The game is a pretty standard third-person shooter, but what sets it apart from the herd is the atmosphere. The game has a great creepy feel that makes the game fall also into the horror genre. It is a genuinely scary game, with the children crying over the radio static and the pretty gruesome images you'll see. Your hands will be sweating as you play through the story. Another thing that will keep you up at night are the monsters. Each enemy represents a different way of execution, with enemies that are stabbing syringes into you representing lethal injection, while others hang from the ceiling and drop down with a noose. Each one will put images into your head that will be pretty difficult to shake. But Torque isn't going to wait around to die. He escapes from his cell and starts to fight back. He starts off with a shiv, the standard prison weapon, but soon he'll upgrade to revolvers and Tommy guns. Torque is even more bad than the demons from hell and is more than willing to give them a lethal injection of his bullets. And if Torque builds up enough, he can release his inner demon and tear right through them. And no, that's not as gross as it sounds. The graphics suffer from the same fate as portable cassette players. Pretty cool and impressive in its day, but time has not been generous. But that doesn't really matter, because the game's graphics weren't supposed to impress with high polygon counts and awesome textures, but rather with art direction. The game is very dark, not letting you see much outside your flashlight, but you will also see messages written in blood-covered walls and the remains of prison guards. All this puts you in the shoes of Torque, navigating through hell on earth. And your actions will determine whether Torque did or didn't kill his family. The morality system seems a little tacked on, but it works well enough. The game tiptoes the line between over-the-top action game and survival horror. In the beginning of the game, when you only have a shiv and you can hear monsters around every corner, your senses will be heightened as you know everything wants to kill you and you're not prepared. You feel defenseless and scared, but the game kind of loses this as you continue. After mowing down countless enemies with a Tommy gun, I lost that fear and the game just became another action game. How am I supposed to feel nervous when I can turn into a bulking, indestructible monster? This is a small complaint, and is one of only very few. If you are mature enough, then I recommend this game, and not only to keep you in school and out of the big house.